Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. Lots to get into on the show this morning, but before we do that, please do me a small favour. Make sure to drop a like on today's video, and if this is your first time watching, be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. On the stream today, we're going to be talking about Gyökeres. We're going to be also talking about Rayan Cherki. And of course, we're going to be talking about the Europa League final, which is on Wednesday. Wow, it's coming around so fast. The question I have for you this morning is this, though. It's about the striker situation. As I said, we are going to be focusing on Gyökeres this morning. And I want to get your thoughts on Gyökeres. Is Gyökeres the right man to bring in at Manchester United? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Right, we're going to go straight in with this one. This is a huge story that broke last night, coming out from Mr. Fabrizio Romano himself, saying that apparently Gyökeres will leave Sporting Lisbon this summer for a fee of £55 million. This has been confirmed, right? He says, this is Fabrizio Romano's exact quote, he says that the Premier League remains the most likely destination for Gyökeres, with Manchester United strongly interested in signing him for £55 million. He also goes on to say that this is one to keep an eye on the next few days/weeks. I personally think that if we beat Tottenham on Wednesday, we will sign Gyökeres, I think. I think we'll go all out for him. Because we'll have Champions League football. Apparently this Tottenham game is worth £100 million. If we win that game, we will effectively get £100 million from TV revenue, brand sponsorship deals, all of that stuff, because of our qualifying for the Champions League. So if you think £100 million, what we can do with that, right? Obviously, I know that the players' salaries will be slightly more and there's all these different factors, but let's just look at it in very simple terms here. It will completely transform what we can do this transfer window. And I honestly think that if we have Champions League football, then why would Gyökeres not want to come to Manchester United? He's worked with Ruben Amorim before. It was Ruben Amorim who effectively gave him his chance. He was playing for Coventry in the Championship. Ruben Amorim brought him in. And I'd say the rest is history, really. You know, he's now regarded as one of the best strikers in the world. And if we have Champions League football, I think there's zero reason he wouldn't come to Manchester United. So I'm feeling quietly confident about this one. Obviously, we have to beat Tottenham on Wednesday. We will talk about Tottenham in a minute. But the fact that Fabrizio's come out this morning saying that Manchester United is still strongly interested, saying that a deal is on with any team for £55 million. That's confirmed. I think that's his release clause, isn't it? So yeah, he's got a £55 million release clause. And yeah, that's all that would be required. I mean, obviously that's a lot of money, but if I said to you, you could get Gyökeres for £55 million or the Lap for 30, 35, I mean, you take Gyökeres, don't you, realistically? I would like the Lap as well, though. I think we need two strikers, probably. I mean, Højlund needs to be sold. You know, if I was Omar Barada, I'd be looking to move on Højlund and I'd bring in, you know, an Osimhen and a Delap or a Gyökeres and a Delap. I think we need two strikers. And then Chido Obi could be the third striker. I'd honestly be happy with that. If our three strikers were either Gyökeres, Delap and Chido Obi, or Osimhen, Delap and Chido Obi. Those two options. I'd be happy with either of those two options. Because I honestly think that as much of a shame as it is, you know, I know that Rasmus Højlund's a boyhood Manchester United fan. I know that he was signed with massive potential. It just hasn't worked, has it? And that's not completely his fault. You know, a lot of that is on Manchester United as well. It's on the board not giving him the support he needed. You know, imagine if he had a figure like a Rooney or a Ronaldo or somebody like that, somebody who's played for Manchester United. Imagine if he had someone like that to learn from. Instead, he has nobody and he gets criticised constantly because he's not good enough, you know, and that's on Manchester United. They haven't given him the platform to grow. They haven't given him the platform to become the player that we thought he would potentially become. So that's not really on him. I don't blame him. It's a shame. I would have loved for Højlund to turn out good, but realistically, it hasn't. And at some point, you do have to just accept and say, you know what, this isn't going to work. Let's move on. So that's my take on that. You can obviously let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Let's see what else people. Brendan says, why would we waste 55 million on Gyökeres? Wow. Waste? You think that would be a waste? What do you not like about Gyökeres? Let's have the conversation. I'm open to it. Lawando says, how about Benjamin Sesko? I've not heard much about Benjamin Sesko, if anything. I know we were linked to him a few years ago. Yeah, I don't know. I personally, I think Benjamin Sesko is an interesting option, but I for me personally, it has to be Osimhen or Gyökeres. Those are my two preferred options, but obviously you're entitled to your opinion. Who else have we got here? Somebody else says, I agree, Gyökeres and Delap for a combined fee of 90 million would be a great deal. Yeah, I think so, especially if you move on Højlund. Al says, I don't think Højlund has any valid excuses. Desiree Doué and João Neves are doing things at age 19. Højlund is now 22. I agree with you, mate, but you've got to remember that both of those two players are playing in lesser leagues. They're both playing alongside better players, and they're playing for a team who win the league every single season, whereas Højlund came into a team who were, I think, were 8th in the Premier League, in the most competitive league in the world, with a bang average squad around him, whereas João Neves and Desiree Doué are playing for PSG, who are the best team in France. They're in the Champions League final. They have an incredible team. It's a one-horse race in France, so I get your point, but, yeah, I don't know. Do you think if João Neves came to Manchester United, he would have done as well as he has at PSG? Probably not. We'd be sat here saying, oh, he's not very good. He's a bit of a flop, So I understand your point. Age is just a number, and Højlund could be doing a lot more. And I'm not by any means saying that, it's 100% not Højlund's fault. Like, obviously, he has a large part to play. He is not good enough. It's a fact. He isn't good enough. But I think we could have done a lot more as a club. This isn't anything on the fan base. This is purely on the board, the recruitment team. We could have done more to bring out the best in these players. And that would have been by building a better team and having more options and having rotation available there. Our backup striker is Cherki, who in his own words says he's not a striker. We don't have anyone else. We have Chido-Obi, who is a kid, and let's be honest, is not ready to play every single week. He's ready to have minutes here and there, but he's not ready to play every single week for Manchester United at this point, I don't think. He's 17, and I think that would be way too much of an ask. Again, we'd be repeating the same mistakes of old. If Chido-Obi was starting every single week for Man United, give it a year, people would be like, oh, he's not very good, probably. And that would be because he didn't have like a world-class striker to learn from and to support him, So, yeah, obviously the players do have to take some accountability for this, but I think also our recruitment team, our board, also have to take a large part in the blame. Melchett says, but Leny Yoro was doing excellent. The thing is, Melchett, right? You're completely right, but your point has actually kind of proved my point. Because if you think of what Leny Yoro has alongside him, right? Leny Yoro has Matthijs de Ligt, Victor Lindelof, Maguire. He's got Mazraoui, who plays at centre-back as well. He's got Johnny Evans, who's been at Manchester United in various spells for the last 20 years almost. And he's also got... Who else do we have in centre-back? Lisandro Martinez, a World Cup winner. So Leny Yoro at the age of 18 came into a squad that had Aiden Heaven as well, 6 or 7 centre-backs, a World Cup winner, Champions League winners, De Ligt, who was the captain of Ajax at the age of 18. He came into a team with a defence that had 7 or 8, let's say seasoned pros. I'm not going to call any of them world-class, but I'd say that our defensive options, especially with centre-back, we have some quite good options there. De Ligt, Martinez, Maguire, Johnny Evans. We have experience, we have pace, we have all sorts of different stuff. And that has brought out the best in him because he's come in knowing that if he has a bad game, no problem. Aiden Heaven can step in. If he's needing to rotate, no problem. Lindelof's there or Johnny Evans is there. So I agree with you fully that Leny Yoro has proved that age is just a number. But imagine if Leny Yoro came in and he was expected to play every single minute of every single game, like Rasmus Højlund was or is, and You know, it might have gone differently, but yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, the baseline headline here that we can just focus on is that it's not acceptable that Manchester United, one of, if not the biggest clubs in world football, only has one striker at the football club, and that is a 22-year-old Rasmus Højlund, who before he came to Manchester United had scored 9 goals in Serie A in his career. That's not acceptable. That's the point I'm making here. So, yes, he's not good enough. Yes, he should be moved on. But at the same time, we have to ask ourselves, why is it that Manchester United, a team that would at one point have like 3 strikers, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a bench player for Manchester United. You know, like he wouldn't really start. He would get 5-10 minutes here and there. We used to have 2 or 3 world-class strikers at any given point. Now, we have one 21-year-old, 22-year-old who'd scored 9 goals in professional football before coming here. So, yeah, that's my take on that. But anyway, Ant, how you doing, man? Hope you're good. What else have we got here? Lowando says, why aren't we looking at Jonathan Tah? I think we are looking at Jonathan Tah, mate. I think the only problem with free transfers is, yes, you don't pay a transfer fee to the club, but we would obviously have to pay a large kind of signing on fee. I would take him, though. I think we do need to strengthen the centre-back options, not because we don't have enough good options. I'm just worried about Lisandro Martinez. Like, what's even going on with him? When's he coming back? I know he... Let's have a look. Martinez return date. I mean, it's going to be next season, isn't it? I mean, it says here possible return date for the on the 21st of May. What? That can't be right. This is on the Manchester Evening News. There is some positive news, actually, though. Apparently, De Ligt is looking likely to be back for the final. I mean, is he going to start, though? Probably not. So I don't know how positive that actually is. But yeah, apparently he's going to be back for the final. De Ligt, apparently Lenny Yoro is going to be back for the final. Johnny Evans, who knows? Yeah, it says Lisandro Martinez should be back in August. But I do worry about that. I do worry that, like, for me, Martinez just seems a little bit injury prone. I think it probably is mainly to do with his play style as well. Like, he's very aggressive. He throws himself into tackles and into challenges, and I think that does sometimes cause issues. So, yeah, I think Jonathan Tah would be a good option. All right, let's move on over to Rayan Cherki. Rayan Cherki, right. So the latest on Rayan Cherki this morning, this is coming out from Fabrizio again, is that apparently he has said his goodbyes to Lyon. Will he sign for Manchester United? I don't think so. I can't see it happening, to be honest. I mean, obviously anything's possible, but yeah, I don't think we'll go for Rayan Cherki, as far as I can tell. He's been linked to Manchester United a lot, obviously. There's a lot of noise around Rayan Cherki, but yeah, I don't think it will happen. But you never know, do you? We didn't think we'd sign Manuel Ugarte last summer, and then suddenly out of nowhere, we're linked to Manuel Ugarte, and before you know it, we're signing him. So things do happen in football that are unexpected. But if I was to bet, I don't think Rayan Cherki will be a Manchester United player by the end of this summer. But who knows? I mean, it's an opportunity. He's cheap. I think he's like 25 million pounds. So it's not a particularly expensive deal to do. So, yeah, it's one to keep an eye on, definitely. Everyone who's watching the video, we've got 250 of you here today, which is absolutely phenomenal. Can you all do me a favour, all right? Please go and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to put a link into the chat now. Everyone go and subscribe. It doesn't cost you any money. It's completely free, and it would really help me out. So please do go and subscribe if you haven't already. We will be live throughout the whole of the transfer window. I'll do videos every single day. Whenever there's anything breaking, yeah, I will go live. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Let me see if there's anything else to talk about today. Obviously, the Europa League finals on Wednesday. As I said, De Ligt apparently is going to be back. Lenny Yoro is going to be back. Dallow's going to be back. I can't imagine they're going to start, though, realistically, if they've been out for a little while. But who knows? We'll wait and see. How's everyone feeling about that game? I mean, it's such an important match, isn't it? I know every match is important, but this one is huge. If we win this game, the season is, I'm going to loosely say saved. Loosely. If we lose it, I don't. If we lose that game, I'm just gonna have to turn the internet off for a month. It's gonna be unbearable, isn't it? If we lose on Wednesday against Tottenham, especially because it's against Tottenham. If it was against like I don't know Leon or whoever, obviously it would be really disappointing. Obviously you'd be really frustrated, but at least you could kind of just like switch off for a little bit. But if we lose against Tottenham, I can't even begin to imagine how horrible that's going to be. And maybe people think that's me being dramatic, but we know what the Tottenham fan base are like. You know, giving them their first trophy in what, like 20 years or something, is it? The last time Tottenham won a trophy? The team that don't win trophies, if they win a trophy against us, I don't even want to imagine it, but I am starting to imagine it now. And it's like, but yeah, I'm feeling quietly confident, I think, for that game. I still think it's like maybe, when I say quietly confident, I mean like I'm maybe 55% sure we'll win and 45% sure Tottenham will win. So I'm not sure if confident is the right word. But yeah, we'll obviously have to wait and see. But anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up here, people. Thank you so much for watching the stream this morning. I will be back live tomorrow. As I said, please do make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe before you go. This has been Daily Red Devil, and I'll speak to you all on the next one. Bye for now. Lavington.